Hi everybody, this is Dean, founder and director of Holwell Hyde Heritage, saving Panshanger Aerodrome. Now as it stands, it looks quite bleak. I've come down today, I've popped down on the outskirts from time to time just to see what's going on. And I just wanted to get a sort of a close-up feel of what it looks like now. Disappointingly, it looks like they've knocked down the clubhouse, the link trainer building and the toilet block. The only thing I can see remaining is the substation, which was in front of the toilet block, and behind looks like part of the cinema block. It's a sorry state, to be fair. Homes England, presumably it's Homes England, have built into the forest area, because I understand that on the plan, part of the plan it goes into another council's area, so they've probably got the permission and gone into the forest, which as it looks right now, 2 of the 3 blast shelters are no longer accessible that I can see. There is a lot of overgrowth. The only blast shelter I can see accessible is the one with the roof, which is stood the test of time. On the other side of the aerodrome, I've not been there yet. I know they've done some similar works over there. Actually, I could pop over there actually, drive up that strange lane to the number 1 guardhouse, which is, I think, where they built that guardhouse at the top of a hill. I think that's a very prime spot for any security installation. But even that, when I last was there a few years back, there was no ceiling, there's no roof, it was just walls. It looked in a sorry state. So that, as it stands right now, what we used to know of Panshanger Aerodrome on the south side, that's all gone. The only thing that's really identifiable from the distance is the substation, and close up is the perimeter track. That is still there. All the blister hangers are gone. The T2, which is over there, well, that probably went first. I think it went first. It is disappointing, but when you're fighting bigger people than yourselves, you know, sometimes the big people win. I'm not saying I've won here. It just looks like they're preparing for the end. Yeah, not good news. I'm still hopeful because the greenery is still there. They have done some works, but I know some people tell me that housing is imminent, and some close people to me have told me, you know, it's going to happen. I've always had a belief that, you know, in the 11th hour this thing could turn around, and that's really what's kept me sort of going, really, is that in the 11th hour miracles can happen. Now when you talk to people on the ground, like the actual directors, I've been in touch with directors, people above directors, I've been in touch with government, senior government, some of the top dogs, and yeah, sometimes when you talk to directors of these sort of things, when they're trying to build something or preparing to build something, they don't want to talk to us little people. So to get a response, you have to go above those people to get at least some sort of headway. Yeah, so I think for me, my heart is in here. You know, I love this place. When I first discovered this place in 2011, I'd known of it for years before then, but I never visited, probably because I wasn't driving. And then when I started coming here, it was my place of peace. This was my club. And yeah, I'm still hoping for a turnaround somehow. I'm believing in miracles, but not everybody does. You know, I'm looking for that 11th hour turnaround. I'm not thrown in the towel, but I guess many people have. But from the perspective of Holwell Hyde Heritage, it's a shame that they have knocked down the clubhouse because it's a World War II installation. So this was a decoy aerodrome with relief landing strip in World War II. In its own right, it was a relief landing strip before it was a decoy aerodrome. I've said that before. I probably get bored hearing that in some of my videos on YouTube, which is where this will probably end up. Yeah, I think this is probably the last video until we know more. Yeah, my website, I haven't done much with the website. My Facebook page for Holwell Hyde Heritage is, Facebook doesn't seem to give me the access to it like I used to have. So maybe moving it to a different platform might be the best thing. Or coming off Facebook altogether, which is still a consideration. Yeah, so here I am in the woods on my own. It's a nice warm day. The last day of my holiday actually. I've been off for 2 weeks, so I'll go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, and yeah, I'll just make this video really just not a memorial to Panshanger Aerodrome, but I hope that there's more life in it, and hopefully we can determine from this video the date and time today that should Panshanger Aerodrome turn around, hopefully this was the beginning. So yeah, I'm Dean. I'm the founder of Holwell Hyde Heritage. I'm the director, the only one. And yeah, I researched history first. I was informed, you know, nicely, politely informed. You know, what I was doing with history was commendable, but it's not going to save the aerodrome. When I started looking into the sewage infrastructure, this is the other thing I did. So as well as being the founder director of Holwell Hyde Heritage, and I know it's a bit of a tongue twister, Holwell Hyde Heritage, but in World War II this place was actually called Holwell Hyde, RAF Station Holwell Hyde. So, and the ab initio badge they were given, you know. So yeah, so on my website it's carries a slogan, ab initio Verimus Caelum. Verimus Caelum is actually Duxford's motto. Ab initio is Panshanger's motto. So I made one motto out of both phrases. Ab initio, from the very beginning. Verimus Caelum, to high in the sky. Now Duxford, they have their emblem is like the winged horse Pegasus with a knight holding a sword aloft. Verimus Caelum, to high in the sky. That's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant. And here, ab initio, from the very beginning, because here is where they trained 4,800 pilots. Well, they weren't pilots, they were learning to be pilots. They were airmen, mainly sergeants, from air forces all over the world. There's one beautiful picture of the Turkish Air Force on parade on a parade ground. Whether that concrete is still there, I don't know, but it's probably gone. But the general location. And yeah, Farnborough told me some years back that I can have all of the photos on this aerodrome on the condition that they are not downloadable off the website, but you can't just save. It just blocks it all out. Once it's blocked out and they're happy, then they'll give me in abundance. I haven't done much with the website. When I do, that's what I'll be doing. because I don't believe the future of Panshanger Aerodrome should just be memory. There should be some evidence. And when I spoke to the council some time ago, a lot of it is some time ago, Mandy Perkins, Councillor Mandy Perkins, who's passed away, she said that at the council meeting, when I went for a public question, that they will put up signages around the area explaining the history of here. There is one that I had put up some time ago before I moved to the area in Moneyhole Park, which is the actual location of the decoy factory. And incidentally, that when we went for the heritage appraisal, when I was challenging the council, you know, we need to do more, and they put forward a heritage appraisal. They got one of the top UK history investigators down, and I took them out and I showed them all the locations. I showed them this switch room. It was like seeing a kid with a new toy. He was so excited. You could tell by his actions he was so excited. You know, but the distance from the switch room to here is quite a walk. It's like about 1.25 miles. But how it all links up, and I've seen the actual World War II plan of this whole setup, and yeah. Now, as I understand it, the switch room is the last remaining 3D starfish site in the UK. Switch room. Yes, I did my history research, and for somebody who's at school, who's ungraded in maths and English when he left in 1984, yeah, my only qualification was grade 3 CSE in art and craft. But yeah, but since then I've done my adult learning and I'm a bit more up to speed. Yeah, so really, this is not reminiscing. This is really, I put my heart and soul into this. I mean, thousands of people have, you know. I'm not saying I'm the only one. I mean, there's been more organised, skillful people, you know. There's a group called Save Panshanger, and one of their solicitors whose only input was providing a document based on a sewage report, and they took out an element of that and made a document out of it, and they gave it round to their members, and I just happened to come across it because I wasn't actually a member of Save Panshanger. I just happened to be given this. I think it was an I don't know, was it fireworks night? I was here fireworks night before I even knew. I was here probably 2 years before I even knew anything about Panshanger closing, you know. And when I found out, I was driving out the gates of Panshanger Aerodrome after fireworks night, and the people standing outside from Save Panshanger, you know, say, you know, it's going to be closing down next year. And my response was, not on my watch. And I don't know why I got involved, really, to be fair. I don't know why I got involved, but I did. And when I looked into the sewage infrastructure, based on that one little piece of document excerpt in a leaflet that I saw, I looked into the sewage infrastructure, and there were 2 documents when I started looking into it, and each were really long. And if a boy who at school couldn't study, I thought, oh no. And I just cherry picked the best one, which I thought was the best one, which happened to be the 2009 water cycle study. And I hit the jackpot. And as a result, I discovered that to build houses here, they have to build, believe this or not, this is the gospel, they have to build, I think it's between 6 and 9 miles long, but they have to build a new sewer. Believe that. There's already a sewer in Welwyn Garden City. It's called the Welwyn Garden City Southern Outfall, which connects to the Mimram trunk sewer, and that which connects to the Northwestern Outfall sewer, and that which then connects to Rye Meads. Well, this new sewer doesn't connect to any of those. It goes from here straight there, direct. It's a direct sewer, direct connection. Then at the plant, at the Rymead Sewage Works, they have to have a direct connection, southern facing outfall, to connect the sewer to. Now, the years when I was initially lobbying the council here and the government at the same time, the planning officer, the chief planning officer for Welling Hatford Council, told me that oh no, it's a mistake. It's they're referring to the Welling Garden City Southern Outfall. And when people tell you that, because the names are quite similar, it's believable. But as I kept on delving into the information and kept on asking questions, I asked questions with Thames Water for at least 6 years. They must have got fed up with me. I mean, every 10 days when I got a response, put in another question, and that was that for years and years and years. And I finally ended up having a meeting with Thames Water at the council offices, and this is where I need to be careful with what I say. So we had a disagreement. We had a disagreement on who was right. The North London infrastructure manager and myself, who was then at the time the local community sewage infrastructure expert. Maybe I still am, who knows. And yeah, we had a disagreement. We had a disagreement on the sewer, the connection, and the capacity, and the local capacity. You know, we had a disagreement. That's the best way to put it. And my disagreement, I gave to the local MP. He agreed with me. And yeah, I had a disagreement. And that's the best way I can put it. It keeps us both looking good. Yeah, so there we go. So I investigated at least 6 years. And then like there was a local plan in North Essex, and they needed someone to look into their sewage infrastructure, and they approached Save Panshanger. I happened to catch their post. I got in touch. I says, I can't guarantee you much help, but you know, I can give you 6 months. I can do it for 6 months. And my experience I learned here from scratch took me literally, I already had the experience from the start, and I was able to investigate their water cycle studies, highlight all of their flaws, give it to their solicitor, and they're able to use that as a defence for their case, and it was approved. Whereas here, it wasn't approved. Here the government inspector put it down to, and his exact words were, I have a grievance with the council. Well, that's their decision, not mine. Yeah, so here we are. I love walking through these woods. I used to live over there, and you know, well, it's still good woods to walk through. I mean, now that I've built this sort of nobule that comes into the woods, now it sort of detracts from the main pathway. You can't see the other two blast shelters, that at least I don't think I can get access to them. It's not the same, but you know, it's something, isn't it? You know, at least we still have nature around here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop up to the other one. It'll be now at 18 minutes on this video, my longest so far.